Hey man, it's good to. My name's Nev. It's good to meet you.
Yeah, likewise, man. I really appreciate you teeing up the interview. It's really great to meet you too, man. So yeah, thanks very much.
Man, the new Inquitus Monolith. Inquitus Monolith? I said it right, eh?
It's so close, man. We get it all the time. Iniquitous monolith.
Inquitus Monolith.
Monolith. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna edit that so it makes it look like I actually know what I'm talking about. Inquitus
No,
Monolith. There we go. Which is a rad name. It's just I when I typed it in, I made my notes. It says I quit monorail. Was the autocorrect, and I just left it. Um, so I'll show you the screenshot later. That was what Apple's little thing was like. That's what you meant to write. Was I quit monorail? So no, you
yeah.
quit. I literally copied and pasted it so I knew what it would say. But anyway,
The, I think Linton was saying the strangest name that anyone has called our band was Inquisitive Monobrow.
man, I used to be in a band up here called Shifting the Paradigm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we used to get everything from shifting the pachyderm, shifting to Pakistan. We used to get it all. And we just roll with it, you know.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Yeah, I was just
yeah.
like, that's exactly what the band is called. You nailed
Mm.
it. But anyway, Inquitus Monolith. Yeah, cool. Said it right.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Finally get
It's one more I in Equitus monolith.
iniquitous
Iniquitous. Yeah.
iniquitous. Fuck. You guys must love this. That it's just
It's all good, man. Like I say, we get it all the time. So many people coming up. Oh, I really like.
yeah, yeah. But it's rad. I love it. You used
Thanks.
to have a thing that where people, if they say it wrong, it's one of those things where you go to like a, school fete and you dunk someone in the water. Maybe you need to
Yeah.
have something like that where someone has to try and say the name and they get dunked in the water, or an electric shock collar. You know what I mean? Like an electric shock collar. So that's sick merch. That's a rad
Yeah.
merch idea. So they
Yeah.
say the name properly, or they get, you know, and
Try again.
try again. Yeah, that's it. Oh, man, I'm full of ideas tonight. Anyway,
But
um,
honestly, man, you've done well. Yeah, look, it's such a metal name, and it has to be death metal, right? It's got to be hard to say.
yeah, I love it. Well, I mean, it's easy to read. It's not like cobweb writing where it's, you can still read it. I just can't speak English at the best time of day. But the new album, Degradation, has just come out, and man, it's brutal as fuck. It's really well written. But man, how's the response been to it so far, apart from people in the press that have heard it a little early? It's just dropped.
Yeah, look, I have to say, we are just so happy with the feedback that we have got, man. Like through a whole suite of different media, whether it's like crew that we know in Perth, or some of the different media outlets. It's all actually been really really positive. And that's just really really good to know. Because the style that we play is obviously it's really extreme, but some of the things that we've been hearing from people and seeing written is that they've actually really loved the things like the bit of variety and the atmospherics that are actually built through the album. And also, that kind of mix between like the technical side, but then just straight like groove based, like fucking all about the riffs. So it's it's yeah, I'm really stoked with the feedback so far, man. It's actually been, yeah, like I say, just so positive, and just really really grateful that people are digging it.
Well, I gave it the the drive to work. The while I
Awesome.
was working the other day, screaming at printers, so it worked for that. I mowed the lawn to it, and it got me real quick. But I guess that's when I listen to things like because I had the headphones in. You can't
Yes.
do anything. You can't get distracted or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for me, that's when I really absorb an album, either that or on vinyl. And man, just the things that are popping out and the atmospheric stuff. It's so well written. It's fucking incredible. Like for death metal, modern death metal, I think it's doing things. It's world building, if that's all, you know what I mean. Like you're setting the scene and you're taking people places, scary places, but places, and it was unreal. Like I had such a great experience listening to that. Even though I was mowing the lawn and doing works and doing stuff, like I was still
Yeah.
absorbing it in all those different, and it was sticking. And that's the thing. It wasn't like, I've listened to it. No. You know what I mean? It's not. It's a repeat listen time a type of album. So well fucking done.
Thank you so much, mate. Honestly, that means so much. Really appreciate you saying that. And just yeah, just if I can add, I mean, when I mentioned before around, the just really solid like groove based riffs being built in there. I think that's kind of one of the staples that we wanted to have as a band is having those just those earworm kind of moments. Because I appreciate when stuff is kind of on the technical side, it'll be like, yeah, that's amazing, and then it's like, can you remember any parts of the songs? No.
I just
That's kind of what we wanted to avoid. Like we want to have that technical element and the brutality, but stuff that actually sticks. So thank you. Yeah, appreciate that.
filled with it. It's filled with it. Little tiny little bits and pieces jump out and go back in. And it's just, as I said, like it took me somewhere else. And the samples, the use of the samples as well are like terrifying. Like
In a good way.
in a good way. I've never heard like, I don't know, the layers in them and stuff. Like I don't know where you've gotten them from, but did you recreate them or are they sampled from movies or are they where are they from?
Yeah, so that's actually Linton, our guitarist. So he's I mean we're all horror fans, but he's always been big on finding just little snippets, invariably from horror movies, to then put into our songs, and that's something that we also do live.
Mm.
So we have the samples come in and out like when we're playing live as well. So it's kind of a natural transition from that to being in a recording. So yeah.
But I've also got like 80s sort of horror movie vibes with like I think it's like keyboards and stuff you got in there, like John Carpenter type little melodies and stuff. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that where you've blended in, like, or are they been sampled as well?
Yeah, look, so they've kind of I think it's a combination of the two, mate. So Linton's he's a bit of a gearhead, and
Mm.
he's able to make these kind of different effects that actually build on the existing samples that he's taken. So I don't know how exactly he's done it, but the end result, yeah, is pretty cool from that, like I say, from that atmospheric kind of perspective, where it's not just like here's a sample and then the sample goes out. He's kind of put like a beginning and a tail
Yeah,
on each. Yeah, so
it's cool. So
mm.
so good. And how far back did the writing go for this one? For this one after the Sledgehammer EP, that was the last one, right?
Yeah, that's right, mate. So Sledgehammer was 22, and for this album, it's interesting because pretty much most, if not all, of the material was actually written at the time that Sledgehammered was done.
Ah.
So Linton and also Brad, our bassist, they're actually really prolific writers. And essentially, so that material was there, but with Sledgehammered, like I say, that was done in 22. But an interesting story around that is that Sledgehammered was actually already there when I joined the band, but it was just as a demo. And then what happened was we decided, okay, let's actually go and record this as the band as it was. Like once there was a full lineup, and so then we went back and actually recorded the Sledgehammer EP. And then knowing that pretty much immediately straight after that was going to be getting into recording the album because of all that material that was there. So yeah, it's been really interesting, mate. But the process of actually writing the album itself, yeah, that took a little while. Well, it took me a little while. So yeah, like I say, between Linton and Brad, they had this material there, and it took a little while for me to write drums for it. So yeah, probably a couple of years,
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah. And then, like I say, it was a bit. It was kind of put on hold, and then we went and like recorded the Sledgehammer EP, and then kind of came back to it. But yeah, it was probably a couple of year process, at least for the drums. But I think even before Brad and I joined Iniquitous, Linton already had, like say, almost all this material already written, but it was just kind of sitting in a holding pattern for a while. So yeah, because originally the band started with Linton and Taryn,
Mm.
our vocalist,
Yep.
and originally it was just a recording project. And so it was never at the time it was never planned to be live. And then there was the first EP, Guttural Horror Slam, that was released, but then there was this second EP, like say, that was kind of just sitting there. And then Linton and I got to talking, and then he said, "Oh, well, here's the second EP. If you like this, like, let's start jamming." And that was kind of the rest was history, mate. So yeah, there was this coming full circle. There's this big backlog of material that was already sitting there before we became the full band. Yeah.
So did you work that out in the studio? Like when you're writing all your drum, because the drumming is fucking incredible, dude. Like, well done. Like
Yeah. Thank you.
it's on point. And it's
Thank
not easy
you.
to do because I've seen so many drummers like they peter out a little bit. They get a little tired sometimes when they're like blasting for so long, but you just keep it nice and level. It's good. It's real good.
Thank
So,
you.
did you write it digitally or did you get into a room and get the feel for it?
So it was honestly, it was probably a combination of the two. So there were some songs that from the album that we were starting to play live,
Mm.
um, and obviously, so obviously we're then like filling out different patterns and things like that for the drums. But then, like for a good chunk of the album, I just kind of went off and was writing drums for that separately, so separate from the stuff that was that we would end up playing live. So yeah, so it was kind of just me on my electric kit at home, headphones, just trying to get it down, and yeah, yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I think for a few of the tracks, in reality, for a few of the tracks, the first time the guys had actually heard that was kind of at the pre-production stage, like hearing the drums, like
Yeah.
to the riffs and whatnot. So um, yeah, and fortunately they actually liked what was there. So they
Well, it all worked out. It all worked out.
yeah, so it wasn't like, no, rewrite it. All right.
What do you mean? What do you mean rewrite it? It's done. It is done. I'm telling you, it is done. But you signed to a Japanese label, Amputated Vein
Yeah.
Records, right? Which is
Yeah.
awesome. How's it been working with them, and how did they help with, the promotional release and everything from over that side of the world, being in Australia?
Yeah, yeah. Look, it's been really interesting, mate, and we've really appreciated being a part of that label. Like they're a big underground underground death metal label for years and years. They've had like some really awesome bands beyond that roster. So essentially, in the first instance, we were just stoked to be a part of that roster. And then working with them, they've actually been really open to, I guess, different ideas that
Yep.
we've had around, like even just from the merch perspective. So essentially, there's they have a pre-existing relationship with I don't know if you've heard of Brutal Mind,
Yes. Yeah.
Indonesian distro and label guys. So essentially, we ended up doing with all the printed merch that we've done. It's been a full like collaboration between Amputated Vein and Brutal Mind. So it's funny because on a lot of the shirts and things like that we've done, it's actually got that cross collaboration on the tag. So yeah, so that's really cool because they've been really open to doing that because obviously Brutal Mind, they're huge in terms of their distro and
Yeah.
things like that. So it's been really awesome, like working with both of those outlets respectively. So yeah, the long and the short of it is it's been a really good relationship. Yes, there are Japanese labels, so sometimes it's a little bit like lost in translation,
Yeah.
but we get there in the end. So
Have you got plans to go? Because look, there are two places that's my dream to tour. That's Japan and Indo. Like
yeah, yeah,
it's on my very, very high on my bucket list. Everyone's talking about going to Europe, going to every bit. No, for me personally, Japan and Indo would be just the absolute dream. Have you got plans to head over there?
um, look, we would love to go, mate. We don't have anything teed up at the moment, but it is definitely for all of us very similar to you. Um, it's we would love to hit up those places. That would be amazing. I mean, the scene in Indo alone, their death metal scene is out of control, mate.
Yeah,
Like
I love it.
I oh my god, I went to Hammersonic in 2015, I think, in my old band, Nails of Imposition. We were lucky enough to actually
Oh,
play
dude, that's a dream.
that festival. And
Man.
Jesus, mate, like the size of that number of people was just out of control. Um, so yeah, they're even just their brutal death metal scene, like it is absolutely enormous. So they just love their metal, mate. And yeah, would love to hit up Japan as well. I've heard such good things about Japan. Would love to go. Yeah.
See, you've already ticked off my number one on my bucket list, which is the Hammer Sonic Festival. Like that's The Freedom of Fear guys, girls.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
They just want to. You probably saw them play it recently, and the photo that they put up, or the footage, just mind blowing. Like it's the coolest thing in the world to me. I mean, I can't imagine what it would even be like just stepping out on that stage. Be nuts.
Oh, mate, yeah, it's yeah, it's crazy. I mean, um, uh, when my old band played in 2015, we were like the second band on the bill, and even then, it was it was this funny thing because people were late, like being let in through the gate. So
Yeah.
the first band, which was a local band, played. And then we were on literally like straight after because it was two stages. So as soon as that one finished, like we were directed, okay, play, and we played, and it was like I don't know, it was funny because as we were playing, it was like stream of people like coming in, like like running towards the stage. It was like this is nuts, like yeah. Um, but mate, yeah, just a sea of people. Like getting to see that with the bigger bands, like when they were playing, it was just like far out. It was yeah, phenomenal.
Man,
So yeah, it's awesome.
so good. So good. And
Yeah.
you opened for Archspire and Ingested last year.
Oh, mate, yes. Like we were so lucky. Because Werewolves were doing the national support.
Yes.
And they weren't coming to Perth, and we got invited. Thanks, Dicey. We got invited to do the Perth support show, and mate, it was just one of those pinch me moments because I just absolutely love both of those guys.
Hmm.
I Ingested and Archspire are just incredible, and to get to meet them and spend some time with them and to play that support slot was amazing. And we had a whole lot of crew that actually came out. It was packed. They actually came out early, like to see us play, and it was. And mate, like I say, it was just one of those pinch me moments. It was so awesome. So yeah, look, we were very, very lucky and very honored to be able to do that. So would love to continue to do that sort of stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Have you got plans to hit the road? Come over. Is it over or up? It's kind of like around. So
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. Because we're doing a lot of driving. We go on tour in a couple of weeks and we're doing a tour. We're driving our asses. So
Yeah, awesome.
you got plans to come over and pay us a visit?
Would love to. So we we played Melbourne in July. We played Ungrateful Dead Fest,
Yep.
which was amazing. Just different experience, and I mean, it was cool playing with a lot of like really awesome bands, man. Like not only from Melbourne, a lot of interstate bands, and a couple from New Zealand as well. Um, and yeah, we had an awesome response as well from the people who were there, which was great. So yeah, look, we would love to be doing more interstate stuff as well, mate. Like we don't have anything planned kind of immediately. There might be something in the works for next year. Perhaps another Ungrateful Dead Fest, which might actually be in a different state, so not in Victoria.
Hey.
But so that's just a little bit of a rumbling at the moment. Nothing's confirmed. But yes, mate. Look, we would love to be coming over east and actually doing, not just travel and do one show and then go back home, but actually do like a bit of a run.
Yeah.
Whether it be us or whether it's jumping on a like an international support or a national support or something like that. So yeah, look, we're always open for that. it's just a matter of juggling work and I guess family commitments like to make that happen as I'm sure you can appreciate, mate. So
Yeah, I know. But man, it's you live for it, but hey, like it really is.
oh, totally. Totally. There's nothing like it, hey. Like playing live, it's yeah, there is nothing in this world like that feeling, particularly when you're clicking
Yeah.
and everyone digs it and it's like, oh yeah, this is the best.
It's the adventure though. Like we're heading off in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, and I'm just looking forward to just getting in the van and just you know
Just
being
being
bad eggs and hanging out and just you know what I mean, just hanging with the boys and just getting up to no good and playing some shows. You know, it's just there's nothing like it. So
yeah. How long are you out for, mate?
we're only going for about 5 days. So
Yeah, awesome.
we're going, yeah. So we're going like Sydney or Penrith, and then we're going down to we're doing Melbourne, we're doing Geelong. I don't know. I haven't
Awesome.
been that way, and then we're driving all the way back, and we're doing Necrosonic up this way again. So it's gonna be cool, man.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to it, man. But I really would love to see you guys come over here and kick some ass. 'Cause I think
Oh,
love
mate,
it,
yeah,
profit.
we're yeah, look, thank you. Yes, we would, like I say, we would love to come over, mate. So, yeah, just gonna pin that one.
Yeah, that's
let's, let's do
you
it.
never know. You never know what happens, man. Shit can always. You probably know stuff comes out of the blue sometimes, and you're like, "Oh shit, we got to do the thing." Like,
Yes,
can we
it's
do it?
happening.
Go, let's do it now. And it's like we need to let them know, like right now. You know, there's that
Yeah.
massive panic, and then it all seems to come together. It's just one.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
you know, apart from that, have you got plans for the next release? You know, you mentioned you worked on this one during the previous. Have you guys already started cooking up some more brutals?
Yeah. Yeah. So, the short answer is yes. So there is quite a lot of material that is there for the following release. Kind of, I guess you could say it's in a very similar vein to Monstrous Degradation. So look, if you're liking that, then touch wood. Then I think like the next album, people will dig that as well, hopefully. So yeah, still heavy as fuck.
Whatever you guys do, I'm on board. I'm on board for it.
Awesome.
Fucking
Awesome, man.
well, man, thanks for hanging out on the show. It's been really cool.
Man, thank you so much for the opportunity. It's been really awesome to meet you, man. So I'm glad that we finally made it happen.
Made it happen.
So
Yes.
yeah.
And I'm going to try one more time. Iniquitous Monolith. Got it.
Got it.
Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that and I'm going to put it at the start of the interview. So it doesn't make me look like a fucking idiot.
Just great. It's a little soundbite over mouthing the word.
Yeah. It's kind of like, you know, in Demolition Man, where he's like, they've changed it from like a Taco Bell or Pizza Hut. It goes Taco Bell. I'll do that.
Awesome.
Yeah. But I love it. I love it. I'm all about it. I'm gonna have to swing you some dollars for some merch. I gotta get me some merch. So
Yeah, awesome, man.
is it
Yeah,
on
yeah.
vinyl? You can get it on vinyl, hey?
Oh, not at this stage. It's just on CD and digital. But look, you know, on that note, I think this is maybe something that we might have to talk to the label about, like possibly doing, depending on what the broader reception is. Like maybe we might be able to do a vinyl release for something like this. So yeah, I mean,
sick.
Vinyl never gets old, right? Hey, everyone loves vinyl. So
I do. Hey man, we're trying to get ours on vinyl at the moment, man. It's expensive. it's it's
oh,
it's
yeah,
like yeah,
I imagine
everyone's
it would
like, yeah, I can imagine. Look, they just need to melt down a few more of the Taylor Swift and Harry Styles that are, you know, fucking a JB Hi-Fi just collecting dust. Melt those down and give it to some of the bands that need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds fair.
I'm
Nice.
all about, yeah. I'm gonna have all the Swifties fucking banging at my door now. What'd you fucking say? Yeah.
I
Anyway,
said it.
you
Soz not
said
soz.
it. Yeah, sorry, not sorry. Anyway, but man, take care of yourself. Let's hang out again soon. And
Yeah.
the boys
Love
have
to,
a-
man. Hey, all the best with the upcoming tour, mate.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, hopefully we can follow in your footsteps and head over east, do more stuff over east. That'd be awesome.
Well, we'll look after you. If you're coming over this way, we'll sort you out.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, man.
Worries, man. No worries. Hey, have a good night and stay in touch, bro.
All right. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, man.
Cheers. Appreciate it. All right, take care.